live and in person. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Tuesdays with Tim. Thank you, Tim, for allowing us once again into your virtual living room.
You're very welcome. Very, very welcome.
Yeah, it's been a fun weekend for the both of you, so I can't wait to hear all about it. And for those of you listening, thank you for being here.
Maybe Tim, let's see. You could sort of talk a little bit about what you were thinking months ago when they announced Thrive, and that you were excited to buy a ticket, and things you learned, and then how we made our arrangements, and got excited about all those things.
Well, I bought a ticket right when they went on sale.
Yeah, and we could say last year, Nathan Draper picked you up in Bakersfield and brought you out, and we all housed in the
we're
same.
live right now, right?
I
Okay.
do, and so I'm talking to to talk to the audience.
It's just
Okay.
that
As
you
part
were,
of our show.
it's just that you
Okay.
were picking your nose while you were talking, Gene. So Tim thought, you might
Tim
not
and I are
know.
wearing our shirts.
Our St. George Thrive shirts. So I was excited.
I'm not,
Well,
I'm not
last
sure, Randy. You were correct there. I don't remember touching my nose whatsoever.
Okay. Anyway, so last year, Nathan Draper gave me a ride to Thrive. I didn't think I was going to go. See, I'm poor. Okay, I live on Social Security. All right, everybody. So
And that's part of the
Amen.
show, everybody.
I'm with
That's
you,
what-
brother.
okay, so so $1,400 a month, and 9/10 of that is gone by the 20th, or the 22nd. Anyway, and so Nathan offered to buy the ticket and give me a ride. Great, I went last year, and there were 300 people there. John,
That's why
Lynn
Nathan
spoke.
said you owed him money.
That's right. That's right. I do.
Well, now wait a minute. If 9/10 of your income goes to living expenses, that last tenth goes to your tithing, right? Blessed is the nation.
Yes,
who
to my
comes
tithing. That's correct. To my tithing. That's my funny money that I go to the movies or something, take a friend out to dinner or whatever. Anyway, so this year I bought my ticket real early, and then I asked Gene and Michelle if they'd give me a ride, and they said yes. So I was pleased as punch and happy that I could go. And then we stayed at the same place, Charlie Harrell. Thank you very much. We stayed. Last year, I was in the same room in the same bed. It's
What?
great.
Wow.
That's right.
How many people did you have to share that bed with? Nice.
0.
I was alone in the room. Last year, Nathan was there. This year, it was just me.
According to my Amanda, no one would want to share a bed with me because she claims I snore.
So do I.
Oh.
Yeah,
So do
but
I.
how do we know that for sure? Maybe it's just a plot because I don't know if I'm snoring.
Right.
So
We don't know. You're right. We don't know.
we
Well,
just have
my
to believe who
my
we're sharing
friend
a
puts
room.
up with it when we spend the night together. So some women can put up with it, and some can't.
Yeah,
Just depends.
Amanda can't. So I'm kicked out of the bedroom.
Anyway, so we heard the speakers. John DeLynn got me all excited. I'm working on a paper presentation. We'll just to give you a, yeah. I'm like, I don't want to say much about it. I'm pulling it together. So,
Cool.
excuse me, but it's good. Excuse me. It's a response and an addition to what John said, some of the things. But anyway, it's still in the creation stages in my mind and elsewhere. So,
Nice.
well, last year we got to go out to Mountain Meadows, and I started a poem that I haven't finished yet about the massacre there. So
Really?
I was hoping to go again this year for some more inspiration, but we weren't able to do that because of the time that we had. Anyway, but it was great. Met a lot of people. I have groupies. I had one groupie gave me this beautiful taper. I now have a taper.
I have a
Cool.
picture of you with one of your groupies.
Yes, but she needs to remain anonymous.
Oh, shoot. I didn't
I know.
pixelate her face when I put it out on Facebook.
That's okay. So this woman gave me a taper. Thank you so much. You know who you are. You're watching, and I love it, and it's my comfort animal. And my cats have left it alone.
Wow. Well, that's
I
a
just
miracle straight from God.
That's a miracle straight from God. They didn't leave alone something I had in my dresser. I just noticed it was gone when I got home last night.
Oh, I feel like
Anyway,
the
that's a
sun's
fun.
coming up. I need to turn a light off here. I'm too bright.
Okay.
Because my last name is Watts, I know.
You're gonna get up and do it.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
wait
so
till you
this
get back
year,
then.
Michelle and I picked up Tim. Tim bought his ticket early and was all excited and pumped. And Michelle and I live in the San Francisco Bay Area. Tim lives in Bakersfield, which is about 1/3 of the way to Las Vegas from where we are, or St. George, actually. We drove the remaining time, and we had a good trip. So let's see. I'm almost ready to bring up some of the pictures.
Okay.
Um,
Let's
Nice.
go over. I got this wonderful Protect Children flag.
Okay,
From
Sam, Bishop
Sam
Young.
Sam Young, and a button and a poster I'm going to put on my car, or a bumper sticker. Sorry, put on my car. Protect.
Let me
every
put you
child.
full screen there, Tim, and show that. Tim, show that. Can you put it
Nice.
closer and just put it closer, and then sort of scroll it across the screen slowly. Put it closer. So there's a Sam Young lion. Not that close. Okay, scroll slowly. There's a little bit of glare, so we can read it. So back up a little bit so we can see some of the words. Okay.
Or you could read it.
Or- So it's pride, or protect children, I mean. And so, yeah, I can't read it. So anyway, we got that.
Okay. And then I got a cut from the Church of Korihor.
Nice. What is that? Is that his logo on there?
That's his logo. Yes, that's his
Oh.
logo. And I got from Jeremy Reynolds.
Nice. Did he sign it for you? Yes, sir. Very nice.
And I got Megan's book, not signed, but
Nice.
she'll sign it someday for me. I know that.
You've got some good reading material there.
I've got some good reading material.
You know, I got to tell you, Jeremy, to me, is a hero because
Yes.
he helped me out of the church. It was the very first thing that I started hearing when I was watching podcasts was all about the CES letter. And I'm like, what is that? So I Googled it and found it, and that clinched all of the feelings I had inside my heart. That confirmed them.
Well, when I was at BYU, everything in here was in different books you had to pull together and find stuff. He just did us a favor of pulling everything together in one fell swoop. So you have one volume, you can pick it up and look at it and get
Great.
questions answered.
Isn't the Copper State, Arizona?
Is Arizona the Copper State?
I think Arizona is. I know they have. Yeah, I mean, copper is a big part of their. Like on the flag, they've
I
got.
thought Copper, Utah, because of Kennecott Copper Mine. What is the Copper State? CNYL-K9W? Can you please? Is it Arizona? I don't know.
It's pronounced, Tim. It's pronounced Kanile Kaneinwa.
Okay. All right. Whatever. whatever. So,
Yes, Arizona is the copper state.
okay. All right. Thank you. Did not know that. The only thing I know about Arizona is there's a big meteor crater there and the petrified forest.
Yep.
Oh, the Grand Canyon, of course, but my favorite place to visit in Arizona is Monument Valley. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's
What
my
is
favorite
this?
place.
What is this Grand Canyon you speak of?
It's a big hole in the ground. I've been down on the river before my mission. We took a river trip, my scout troop, and we went through the part of the Grand Canyon, Horseshoe Rim, down that way. And it was nice. It was very nice. It was fun. But once you've been down in it looking up, it's a lot different than just looking down, because I wanted to be down there again on the river rather than staring down at it.
Do you know how the Grand Canyon was formed? A lot of people say, oh, it's the river, it's this, that. No, Gene dropped a nickel down a gopher hole.
That's
It was a
right.
quarter. It was worth
He's
it.
been digging for it ever since.
I thought it was a nickel. No, it was a quarter. All right. Well, you should
Oh, a
know.
quarter. Well,
Yeah, sorry about that. My computer turned off. I overloaded stuff and it turned off.
Oy vey. Okay.
if
Anyway.
you two haven't noticed,
My
but
Google.
there's something very different about me tonight.
Glasses
No.
or hair?
Well, no. It's I always have
Color?
headphones on.
Oh, you don't have your headphones
Oh.
on tonight.
I do not. I have them.
Why
in my
not?
ears. They're
Well,
inside
so
my
do
ears.
I.
Oh, well, yeah. See, there you go.
Yeah. Anyway, so we got back yesterday. We left Friday morning. We got back. I got back around 3:30 yesterday afternoon. Gene probably about 7:30 last night.
And
how long did
Tim will attest how wonderful Michelle is and how crappy I am. As
Michelle is beautiful, wonderful.
Yeah.
Gene is good. Gene needs some training to be a gentleman. I was teaching him how to be a gentleman.
I think Michelle has taken on the role of the taming of the shrew.
Exactly.
And it's got to be a tough assignment.
Tough.
How long
Very
does
tough.
it take to get from Bakersfield to where
6.5 hours. Oh,
Six and a-
yes. Yeah, 6.5 hours.
hours.
Yeah.
So
And then
Gene, you drove north to get Tim.
No, southeast. It's like trying to do this for everybody. Here's the San Francisco Bay Area. Here's Bakersfield.
Oh.
Here's Las Vegas. Here's
Sure.
St. George.
Okay. I was thinking of San Francisco, San Diego, not San Francisco.
It's like he goes down and around.
California is a really tall state.
Yeah. Long and
There's
skinny.
no way to get to St. George from San Francisco. If Gene wanted to go to St.
Can you get there from here? Is that what you're
You
saying?
would have gone. You would have gone I-80 down to the 15 and down. The only other way you could have come would be 80 across, 15 down, or the 5 down and the 58 over to the 15 and up.
So if you're in San Francisco and a pedestrian comes walking up and says, "Excuse me, sir, how do I get to Las Vegas from here?" You say, you can't get there from here.
That's right. Not
I used to
directly.
I used to tell people that at Disney all the time because
That's
I'd
right.
be in a suit. So they'd come up, "Hey, how do I get to Epcot Center from the Magic Kingdom?" And I'm like, "Oh, you can't get to the Epcot Center
I'm
from
sorry.
here."
You have to go somewhere else first.
Right. Or they'd come up and ask what time the 3:00 parade was. I'm not kidding you. That is the most common question. What time is the 3:00 parade?
Yeah.
3 o'clock. Like when is the War of 1812?
Right.
Exactly. Yes.
So Tim, now, once we got there, tell us about your feelings about as we walked into the venue and we saw some people and we checked in. What were
Well,
your
I got
feelings?
to meet uh, uh, Randy Bell,
Uh-huh.
what's her name? Jeremy Reynolds, but I didn't get that till Saturday morning. Anyway, other people.
Yeah, we'll just. I wanted you to
Some
explain your
people.
overall feeling about what it looked like and how it was presented.
Well, it was a
compared
bigger
to-
venue. It was a bigger venue.
Who has a
And
second tab open?
1, 2, 3.
what? Huh?
I'm doing a ventriloquist act. Sorry.
Oh. So last year it was in the hotel next door. This time it was in the convention center. There was 600 people there, and they were doing tables and stuff, but we were locked out. You couldn't get in
Oh,
for a few minutes anyway. And so then we talked to people outside.
did people recognize you because you're a pretty big deal in the Exmo podcast world?
Well, like I said, I have some groupies. I have some people that follow me that recognize me. Well, there was one time Saturday when Gene wanted me a picture taken. I was about to take a picture of these people with Gene, and he says, "No, you come here."
There you go.
So, I
Yeah.
met.
I have a picture
Yeah.
to share in a few minutes. I'm working on it.
Yeah, and I don't have those pictures either. So you're gonna have to anyway.
Yes. So for
Yeah. So I was excited. I was very excited. I was
once you
wondering
pay me
how it
back
was gonna
gas
go.
money, I'll send you the
Okay. All right. Okay.
I
Yeah,
heard that come from Gene, but I didn't see his lips moving.
Was I frozen or something?
Oh, there. Okay. Well, yeah,
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 you
you're
are.
frozen.
Yeah,
right now.
you freeze in and out, Gene.
My computer must be still like overpowering some of my operations, and so I apologize if I need to. Since I'm old, I have like 300 tabs open, and my computer just shuts down every now and then because I'm not very cleanly, and I'm gonna promise.
Clean it up,
Take
soldier.
care.
Clean
I
it up.
promise to take
Anyway.
care of that soon and be more streamlined and efficient.
So we got there. Yeah, I was impressed. I walked in and people recognized me, and we were just looking for a place to sit down. And we met the guy who came the furthest distance. Somebody came from near Anchorage, Alaska. He came
Yeah.
3,500 miles
Oh my gosh.
to Thrive. And I met a girl, a really cute girl, Jessica. Hi, Jessica. She's from Indiana. She drives trucks, and she was
Oh, I
there.
know Jessica from Indiana.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's a truck driver, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Really cute girl.
Cute girl.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's really cute. And
And when we walked in, they had some of the podcasters and authors and stuff lined up. And what I found out was that Thrive really coordinated with the people that were going to be there, and then all those podcasters announced on their shows that they were going to come to Thrive and go to St. George. And since I was just the 37th most popular ex-Mormon podcaster there, I wasn't on that list. So maybe when I hit like 13th or 12th or something most popular, I'll be invited.
Well,
but
I'm sure that there were many. who
that's how they got
loved you there.
200 extra people to show up in just 1 year of growth. It's pretty awesome. And the committee, they use a Facebook committee for the St. George Post-Mormons or Southern Utah. And those people are really active. It's a really great group. And they had dozens maybe of volunteers helping set up and behind the scenes and doing all kinds of things. And I'm going to show more things of what they had for the people that showed up pretty soon. soon as I can get my stuff together.
They probably gave you a little extra swag because you were with Tim.
That could be. That could be.
The Tim Rathbone.
The me, he,
Hey,
her,
you know,
him.
that was nice of you to let me say hi to Megan Hayes, because
Yes.
I got to tell you,
Yeah, we video called.
what's that?
We Facebook video called. And
Yeah.
so you could see her in real time and talk to her.
Yeah. She is.
We want to let our audience know what happened. We feel the same
I feel
excitement.
like I've known a million zillion people in my life, from CEOs down to field workers. Megan Hayes is the smartest woman I have ever met. Her brain is just freaking incredible. And I'm talking now as a writer. The material that she writes and broadcasts is just incredible. And I can't say enough good about her.
She has a sister that's an airline pilot for Delta. She's in the
Oh,
right
no
seat.
kidding.
She's the number one. I met her, talked to her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, her content every day and the way she presents it is just spot on, and her commentary, the writing is so incredible.
It's
That,
the first thing I listen to in the morning when I wake up. I turn my phone on and I go right to Generally Unquotable and listen
You and
to
me
it while
too.
I'm getting ready. Yeah.
And I think she was well received according to Gene
Oh,
and
very
a
well.
few other
received.
little birdies. She was very well received at Thrive.
Yep.
People recognized her. I know RFM called her out in the audience.
Yes. Gene's frozen.
I'm not frozen. I'm just concentrating
Okay.
on inviting
Okay.
a couple
All
people. I just realized if I send that the show's going on to people like Colby Reddish or some other people that were there, they might hop on and say hi.
That would be great.
Colby.
You never know.
Yeah. I met Colby.
Give their own high thrive. That's what I'm.
The girl
calling
that
it.
did that worked for the church. Can't remember her name.
Oh, you're talking about the one that worked in the.
Kate.
Oh no, what's Carrie Lynn?
No. Katie Lynn Whitaker. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah, she worked in the church office buildings as on that.
Well, one of the offices in Salt Lake. She didn't work in the office building. She worked in the outlying office.
Somewhere
wonder-
in the spy
I'm-
on you department.
Somewhere in the Salt Lake area. I wonder how many buildings and
A ton.
because it's funny. I remember when they built the History Museum and the Genealogy Library because the Genealogy Library used to be on the west wing of the church office building, and the church archives was on the east wing. And when they shut it down to move it to the Genealogy Library on the other side of the temple, on West Temple, I couldn't believe how fast they filled that building up with offices.
Oh yeah, I'll bet.
And then they took over the Hotel Utah and made that an office building. They met the best hotel in Utah, the Hotel Utah. They overtook that and turned that all into office space. I thought,
Only
man,
the
when is
best
it going
for
to
them,
end?
right?
Oh, yeah, right.
Did you read that they have closed down the conference center?
Yeah,
a
they're
year?
going to close it down in March and they'll
Close
reopen
it
it
in
again next year. Yeah.
I mean, I
Crazy.
guess they'll have to open it up twice at least for the general conferences.
No.
Where will they have general conference?
Probably in the Tabernacle. Who knows? I don't know. Salt Palace? I don't know.
The article I read said it was closed down, but it would be open for special
Conference.
occasions such as the general conference in April,
Okay.
October, and the Tabernacle Choir's
Christmas
special
concert.
Christmas performance.
Okay. All right. Well, what do I know? Okay.
Nothing, Tim. Nothing.
That's right. That's right. I know nothing. I know nothing. So then Saturday morning, I talked to Randy Bell some more, and Kate and Colby and a couple other people.
Did Randy ask you about Gene and how Gene's doing?
Which Randy?
Let's skip that. And let's go into say hi to people in the chat and post some of their comments, and then I'll come and do some slides, and we'll move on with the show.
Because I was just saying that because Gene is the one that introduced me to Randy Bell.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't.
The
I talked to Randy Bell about other things that were not church related. The company he works for. I said, "What is the worst cleanup you ever handled?" And it was the Bikini Atoll atomic and nuclear testing, and we talked about that a bit. So
Wow.
that to
He
me
has
was
seen some stuff.
some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was happy to meet him.
Yeah, he's
You know what is funny is Randy and Colby and John Lundwall, they're all taller than me. I'm
Really?
5'10". I'm 5'10", right? And I get there and John's like 6 something and Colby's like 6 something and Randy Bell's like 6. And I'm going, man. All right, here's pictures.
So I'll bring up some photos now. There is Tim.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe I'll do this full screen because they don't need to see us.
Who's the
Right.
gal that you have your arm around? I recognize Joe, of course, and Tim.
That's
It's Joe's sister.
Oh, that's Joe's sister.
Yeah. So she helped with the event that happened afterwards. We'll go over that as well at some point. And then that's
And
just a
this-
generic shot
We're gonna get their
Of-
songs. We'll get their songs. Don't worry.
on the first night. What does song say?
She wants to know what our favorite part was. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah. So I'll run through these slides maybe. This is like the venue in the back showing the attendance. There could be somebody famous that you see even in some of these shots. And this is somebody, a fan of the show.
Who's the fan of the show? What's her name?
So I'm not going to be my brain does not store names and faces as good as it used to, especially when I go to an event with 480 people. But just to get the feel of things. So I saw Megan. And then Anthony Miller. Randy, did you and I interview Anthony Miller for a show?
Yeah, I recognize him.
So I'm going to just run through some of these slides. Looks like I included the same pictures on that slide. So Jana on the right is Spangler, is a very famous, we'll say, Mormon feminine voice in the arena.
Are you talking about the one with Michelle?
Yes.
Okay.
That is the person all the way to the right, yes, with Michelle. Michelle does these paintings and was able to give away some of her paintings. And there's my taper that I got. And there's somebody famous too.
Well, wait. Who were you with? Who did you have your arm around on that last bunch?
That's not an issue. We love every human.
I know, but you're showing us pictures.
Randy,
and-
anonymous.
It's just a fan. It's just a fan.
She's a
It's
fan,
It's just a feel of the show. We're not going to drill down. But anyway, there's Jeremy. One of the highlights I want wanted to do, talking of highlights, is
Wow.
see Jeremy Reynolds
Gene got
because
all riled up there. Okay.
Well,
so just to it's so some of the rileness is because of my new situation.
Tea.
There's lots of tingly and electricity and excitement that causes me to be a little bit more excited when I'm trying to do things.
When someone asks who's
So
in a picture.
it's almost like a hormonal. But so I've been a little bit on edge. I yelled at Tim quite often while we were there.
that's okay. I
And
understand
Tim
you're you're in pain and you're trying to get used to your teeth.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah.
I get it.
I-
You know?
dental surgery, and it's not going to go away for a few more weeks.
Yeah.
But I
And
didn't want to be overdrugged.
That's Julie Hanks with Michelle.
Yeah. And so here's the people who
Julie
allowed us to stay
Dan
at their
Zervago
place.
now.
I didn't save the right picture because her eyes are closed. Michelle gifted them a painting for gifting us the room.
Yeah,
And then-
Charlie and his wife.
There is Bishop Sam Young next to me. And then next to Michelle and Renee Steelman is Bishop Sam Young as well. So Renee, one of her top things there was meeting Bishop Young. These people are fans of the show, came up to me. And so that's where I brought in Tim.
That's the picture I didn't know. That's why you wanted me. I thought you wanted me to take the picture. You said, no, come here. I went, okay.
Yeah. So they said that they're fans of the show. And so there's how much fun Tim was having. I thought I would take a live shot of Tim having fun. And there's Kate.
Yeah, there's Kate.
And there is Gregory Prince.
Greg Prince. Yes.
So my mom always told me if I was good, someday my prince would come. And
I thought she was talking about your paw prints.
And so anyway, so Greg Prince can you explain to people, Tim, who Greg Prince is?
Greg Prince is a physician. He just didn't work in DNA. He's the dean of the dental school in University of Utah. He's on the board of directors of Wesleyan College or something back in DC. He lives back in DC. Greg and I grew up in the same state. We didn't know each other because he's a little older than me, but I knew.
And he's an amateur historian.
He's an amateur historian. Yes.
And he's written a book. He's written books.
David O. McKay, The Priesthood and DNA, Sex, or something. I can't remember the title of that one. So.
And he's also like a microbiologist or something. He knows.
Yes.
Biology, whatever it is, he knows, and he's like invented things and he's contributed to
discovered
the
things. Yes,
discovered things.
Yes,
and he gave a presentation about 10 years ago talking about how life works, and its creation in the womb and things, and that it creates everybody. It creates a spectrum of people. It creates the LGBTQ. People don't choose to be those things. And so he's been very strong in advising high-level leaders of the church that it's not a choice. It's how they're made.
All
if you
of
believe in
us,
God made those people that way.
All of us are female in the womb. And it's not until
we'll do that lesson some
just
other time.
Just a minute.
Go ahead.
Please.
Okay.
And the flush of fluid goes through the brain, and that is what determines your sex.
Yeah.
And how it's at that moment where that happens that whatever happens, whatever you're going to become, male, female, homosexual, bisexual, whatever, that's when it happens.
So I actually want to do a show with him and have him represent all those things to our audience in the future of Latter Daily Digest and stuff like that. And so if you want to co-host on that, you can. But here's another
very well received.
I invited him to come on and do a show about the history of correlation in the church. And that's something that I don't think anybody's ever done a show.
Probably
so that'll be groundbreaking, because that's what made the country bumpkin polygamist nepotism church that Brigham Young grew into the corporate world. They brought in consultants and all kinds of stuff. And I'm excited about that. And we'll see in the future how good that goes. So there's Ruth Butler. She has her channel. I learned about her from Bishop's interview. Nathan, what's Nathan's last name?
Hinckley.
Did somebody advance the slide without me?
No,
No.
Wow.
you're in control, not us.
How do we advance a slide without?
I don't
you?
know. I don't remember feeling my finger click anything. So I think this is one of the presentations just to show you. Is that John Dehlin
I
or somebody else? I can't see.
think that's John.
I think this is
That's not John Dehlin speaking.
so this is
I can't tell. Oh, hang on.
we were just talking about him. Genetics.
That's Greg Prince. That's
Greg Prince.
Yes.
Do you remember what he talked about?
We just talked about that. Genetics.
He talked about the
DNA.
LGBTQ issue in the church, right?
Yes.
And so we'll do the whole presentation at some point. I was going to say something about this in particular, but I can't remember. Coming up, there was a funny moment when RFM was doing his show. See, that slide advanced and I didn't touch it. So
This was hilarious.
It's
When
yeah,
they were
explain
doing
what's happening right now. They're doing Mormonism Live,
Okay.
a special edition on Saturday. Radio Free Mormon's talking about. Do you remember what he's talking about? A presentation. He was talking about a Sunday school lesson that he was giving, and he needed his hands free while he's giving the Sunday school lesson. Do you remember the story, Tim?
Yes, he was talking
Okay.
about the rock and the hat.
He's introducing about what 13 years ago, 15 years ago, this rock and the hat situation to his
That he
ward.
taught in Sunday school, and people didn't realize what was going on.
They didn't know.
So anyway, he said,
No.
"Oh, if only I had an extra hand." And John Dehlin was sitting down there, and he rolled up on the stage, and it created
No,
5
okay.
extra minutes
Wait,
of
hold
merriment.
it. Stop. They had one microphone for the people in the audience, and the other microphone was for the podcast. And the people who were listening to the podcast could not hear because
Right.
the microphone was on the table. So John held both microphones for RFM so that people on the podcast, people listening to the podcast could hear the podcast. That's what it's all about. And there are some hilarious photographs that I took, that you took, that other people took online about this whole situation. Because John is like he's proposing to him, and then he lies down with his feet up in the air. I mean, it was just wild. We were cracking up. That was the best time.
We had our housemate breakfast one morning.
Yes.
That was fun. And I included the same slide apparently there because I wasn't. And this is like the crowd again, or the crowd. There's John Dehlin. He gave his State of Mormonism presentation on the final day.
Third
And,
row aisle seat. Is that Kara Burrell?
No,
It kind of looks like her hair.
yeah, it's 400 people there. You can have lots of.
No, that's somebody else.
Yeah, and so.
We-
But anyhow, do you want to say anything about the state of the Mormonism that John Dehlin talked about, Tim?
It was the state of podcasters, and he cannot talk about the ongoing mediation.
And so just to let everybody know,
Gene, just a minute. He gave a presentation. I took a picture of every single slide. Some are close up and some are not. I got to go through and fix. But he talked about where we're going to go as podcasters and what we should do. And he encouraged everybody to start a podcast. basically.
It was in St. George songs.
Yeah, St. George. So
So instead of saying, wait, you could have just let me say that for John's lawsuit thing, it's not a lawsuit yet. They have written a complaint, and John is mediating their complaint. He's discussing it with them. If there was an actual complaint filed, it would be a public document, and probably Radio Free Mormon would be reading it to us on Saturday afternoons and evenings for the next
like,
2 weeks. So anyhow, so yes, I don't think myself anybody has actually been sued by the church. They're saber rattling, they're threatening, and so. But anyway, tell us more about what John said about the podcast world and things like that. And let me tell you first, but don't get too riled up, Tim. This makes Tim's blood curl. This situation, the church being a bully. Tim hates bullies, right, Tim?
I was very angry, to put it mildly.
Tim couldn't sleep that night. His brain was on fire.
I say to, okay, all right, you want to know what happened?
Yes.
I get home and I'm walking around. Well, yeah, in the house, and I'm just very angry thinking about what transpired. And Michelle fixed dinner, I think, right? We had eggs.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about how I could turn this anger into something positive. Yeah. And
Let's do this right now.
so
Oh, and I did something. I suggested to Tim that he start a channel called Mormon.
Oh, that okay. Whoa, wait. Okay, wait. I remember now.
Don't say wait. Just do it. Just do it. Just say stuff.
We went. Okay, I remember. Okay, the thing ended, and we went to Joe's program, and we heard beautiful Megan sing some songs, and I sang along. And we went to eat, and then went back to the place that Joe was, and then Gene and Michelle left to see a friend, and then I went over to Joe's house and I talked to Joe and his dad and stuff for a while, and we talked about some things. And then when Gene showed up, I thought, maybe I'll start a YouTube channel, call it Mormon. So I've got a YouTube. Well, now you're gonna know. I didn't want people to know, but
well, we'll promote it a little bit.
I started a YouTube channel called Mormon, and it has some
my idea. Just want everybody to know.
It was a group effort.
Actually, I've been thinking about Mormon ever since the church said they want to sue people for their name Mormon. And I kind of want to do it as my channel, but then I thought, you know what? I love Tim so much. Gene loved Tim so much that he gave his Mormon YouTube channel idea. It's in the scriptures somewhere, I think.
So I want you all to go there and watch there's like 6 or 8 videos that a friend of mine is creating about Brian Hills, Carrie Mules, and other people. It's just going to be funny. It's probably not going to be anything serious on there. I may use what I'm thinking about on another YouTube channel I'm going to create. But anyway, so that we did that. And then we got back to the house. And I was thinking about what I could do to turn my anger positively into positivity. And so I went upstairs. Gene and Michelle went to bed. I went in the bedroom, took a shower, a bath, turned on the TV, and Paths of Glory was on, which is one of the best anti-war movies ever made by Stanley Kubrick. It's about a group of German soldiers who are told to attack a hill, and the attack fails, and the general puts them on trial. And how apropos, I thought, this is, couldn't pick up a better film to think of for that situation. So I started thinking, and went to Gemini and asked it all these questions. And I'm going to put all this together. How can we combat this? What can we do? John gave his talk, and I went up and I said, we're at war. We are the rebellion, and we're going to kill the Death Star. He says, but it's a multi-million-dollar corporation. I says, look, the rebellion, the rebels won in the end. The rebels won. We are the rebels. That's how I see us. Us as the rebels. And we're attacking the Death Star. And something somehow is going to get through.
That's so funny, Tim. We have a
So anyway,
so
Tim got mad.
So I got mad. I couldn't go to sleep. So I woke up trying to go to sleep at 1:30, wake up again, 3:00, wake up again, sent Gene an email, Finally went to bed. Then 7:00 in the morning, Gene's knocking on my door. Wake up. Okay. All right. Songs. Yeah. Please come next year. Okay. So I got really upset about it. And I wrote a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm working on it. Okay. I've got to let it percolate for a little bit before I get back to it. But all these ideas are coming through.
And we're going to learn more about it as well coming up.
Well.
I'll scroll through some of these slides, and they had some things. This is why I want to talk more about the Thrive event. And they had signs, and you had this background. You can do different things. We can't see these signs.
You didn't invite me to come take a picture of me in front of it.
So you can chastise me live on air in front of all of our lovely audience.
I was off talking to people. I don't know.
Yes, or you could have pulled yourself up by your bootstraps and looked around yourself. You codgy old man.
Tim, you're poking the bear tonight. I got to tell you.
Hey,
So
we
also-
love each other. We have fun.
So also we want to mention that after the show,
Joe's.
Exmo Joe, Church of Korhor, staged an event to help local charities, to cherish family that helps people who are trying to survive their past polygamist upbringing. They don't the wives, have very little education, very little life experience, and the Cherish Families group allows them to have mentors and gain experience. Some are like in their 20s and they're opening their first checking accounts, and they're signing documents on their own. Sometimes they don't even have like birth certificates. They have to create, their identities. So Joe presented these things. Megan sang, and maybe we'll do a show with Megan and talk about. Maybe we'll do her presentation that she did and we'll do it without being monetized because she sang songs.
Can you give us an idea of any of the songs that she sang?
Like self-empowerment, woman, I'm woman, I'm strong.
She said goodbye. She sang Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
Oh,
Like saying goodbye to her past beliefs or whatever.
And
then this is one of the representatives of Cherished Families. And so, and then another thing happened is I woke up. I couldn't sleep a lot of times because of the pain. So I woke up and I went to the new temple there, and it's beautiful, whatever. But also, around it is housing. Like right there, like rich Mormons that want to show God how faithful they are, and make a really good investment in a land deal.
yeah.
The properties around it.
The church is marking that price up like a mama bear.
Well, and here's what I think it is. It's not necessarily the church, but when Nelson announces all these places, they're probably where some of his friends are that might have land, that might donate some of their land to the church, and then develop the rest, right? As a sweetheart deal for high tithe payers, right? And we could do a show about that someday. And so anyway, just thought I'd let people know that was happening.
You think the church would do something unscrupulous like that?
Not a chance on purpose.
Are you
They would
kidding?
pray first
Are you
to get
serious?
Jesus' blessings.
How unserious?
And me, so yeah. So anyhow, it was awesome. The whole event. And I think,
And while I was there, several people asked me if I was going to go on the cruise. And I said, I'm poor, I can't. Well, maybe we can raise some money and help you out. But I don't know who they were. I don't remember. Maybe they're going to listen. We're going to play a video anyway in a few minutes about something. I set up a GoFundMe account so people can help me if they want to donate to, going on the cruise. So
I thought I would,
that is the
this
program.
was the flyer, the program. This guy, Michael Foley, Master of Ceremonies, a local DJ, made the show, the whole sort of vibe, 20-30% better than last year because of his comedy interludes, his ability to public speak. Dr. Julie Hanks talked about saints and sinners as trauma responses. Haley Rowell, Girls Camp, talked about her Girls Camp experience. Nathan Hinckley gave his story of how he learning things about the church made him ill when he learned about how the church does handle some SA situations. Lauren Matthias talked about true crime and faith. Tim, do you want to tell us about that?
That was very interesting because Lauren said one of the most profound things at Thrive, talking about doubt. Moral certainty is more dangerous than moral doubt.
Right.
And can you say that again?
Moral certainty is more dangerous than moral doubt.
Because God actually told people that we know to do bad things. And I'm going to say that Randy knows personally, or at least had dinner with Lori Cox Vallow,
Yeah.
the murderess.
Yes, I did.
She felt that God wanted her to do all her bad deeds. She planned her murders in the temple.
Well, I think that's kind of takes her from a villain character to a righteous, very righteous individual if she
Right.
planned it in the temple.
And that underlines and exclamates the point that if you think so strongly, bad things can happen. I mean, in the name of God, even under the banner of heaven, that movie is the same type of thing, right? Greg Prince, the queer, all-seeing eyes of the church. Rebecca Biglioteca, the master's plan or a master's plan in Landon. They shared their story. There was a situation where people ask about Rebecca's relationship with Landon, and we won't say what the responses were, but
It's their
it's in
business.
people's minds. But people are adults; they can do their thing. It's not that big of a deal. Bill and Raider Free Mormon did Mormonism Live, and then John did the State of Mormonism. And I want to highlight this $45. $45 is way cheaper than tithing, and I felt better there than I almost ever have in church. And I could do my own voluntary visiting teaching and home teaching while I was there. Wasn't forced to fill out a form or report to anybody about it. So anyway, they're creating community, and we're going to promote maybe doing a Bay Area one. And if other people want to do Thrives in their areas, if this group can in St. George can help foster other Thrives and include all their experience and give of themselves even more, and have everybody else in their local communities do all the work, but they can be counselors, they can be guides, they can show people how to make things a little bit better. So that's what I'm hoping happens, is that we put the word out that other people can do Thrives, and these are community building things. And
I don't remember who said this, whether it was Lauren or Julie. I think it was Lauren. I am an atheist because it is the right thing to do, not because I will get a reward for it. I thought that was
Right.
a very profound statement. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll piggyback on that. It's part humanity to believe in like a spirit or something, or God, because that's what our genetics have done over hundreds of thousands of years, is developed into what we are today. It happens all over. Lots of people are spiritual. There are billions of people in other churches that are not Christian, and it's okay to believe in that something's there. It's humanity to believe in a God or a belief like that. But I say it's part insanity to believe somebody else's belief. Everybody has their own connection to things. And so when 15 old men tell you how God is defined, how Mother in Heaven is defined, that they're overstepping their bounds, in my opinion. And people should be very aware of it, because there are dangers, right? The Heaven's Gate group had a guy that wanted to tell people how to do things, and people died. Jonestown had a guy who says, God is I'm closer to God than you are, so follow me, right? And people die. People die in Mormonism because they had to leave Nauvoo in the cover of darkness, all because Brigham Young was being pursued by federal authorities. And so all these people are affected by it. People died on the trail. Deaths happened. Mormonism, you could say, has been a death cult but it's also people, pioneers, right? There's good and bad that comes from almost everything. Just like the Heaven's Gate was a Christian cult. They believed in Christ. So Tim's atheism
not Heaven's Gate
is the right thing because he doesn't have proof to believe in a deity specific to anything.
I do it because it's the right thing to do.
Because it's better to be humanist, in Tim's opinion. I'm betting. Because that's really where love is love. When you talk about our community, our fellow human beings, that is where love is love can actually come about. I'm going to do this so that Randy's next to his logo.
How is my logo on there, by the way?
I was going to ask you, but we didn't have time because I didn't do it. You went in sometime and put it in, and maybe you were in Latter-day Digest account and you did it so that it would be there. And I'm fine with it because, look, you magically took it out.
I just took it out because you have it in your media.
It was just a media thing, so it automatically played because maybe somehow it was there the last time.
There's Momo Nomo, but he's not supposed to have a background. But that's all.
Let's play one of the medias about the church and tithing for a second.
Oh. Okay. You want the tithing one?
Yeah, let's do the Lord doesn't need your money.
The Lord does not need your money. The Lord does not need your money.
Don't do that one.
How about this?
He made a promise to his children that he would open the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing that there shall not be room enough to receive it. Not only that, tithing will keep your name enrolled among the people of God and protect you in the day of vengeance and burning.
See,
he made a promise.
Randy, stop clicking.
You said let's play some of our.
But you've done a couple of extra things. You did the 30-second thing. You played the thing twice. I'm sorry. I'm a little curt with you right now. I'm not mad. I'm just excited.
You're like on steroids or something.
Yeah, I'm on pain zappings, and that's okay.
We need to understand it.
I have to direct the show. We don't have a producer that has our ears to tell us what to do and to flash forward. We have to do it live, so people have to see it. It's a little bit dirty, but it's happening right now.
It's honesty. It's
It's
honest.
honest. We're putting on.
That's right. That's right. So,
Take a breath, right? Hellfire Agency. So anyhow, it's great, and I'm going to promote Thrive. Maybe I'm going to call my campaign High Thrive.
or thrive high.
High five to thrive, something
High
like
five
that.
to thrive. High five.
I'm going to try. I met some people from the Bay Area. I met some of the people that made Thrive happen in St. George, and we're going to connect people. I said, you have mailing lists. Everybody emailed you. You know where everybody lives. You can group 20 people here together in Southern California or Northern California, and connect us and have us start groups and invite speakers. And Randy will come and speak probably at some Thrive event someday. You never know. And so we'll help. John DeLynn 15 years ago tried to do community, and when nobody's paying tithing and nobody cares about setting the chairs up or taking them down, John had to do all of it himself. And they had fun for a little while, but it was hard to sustain. And he almost gave up on community. Then he started Thrives and did well. And then they got negative publicity because people would say, oh, how bad John DeLynn is for doing Thrive and making money. They're charging people for church to go to church, even though it's like way less than tithing, right? People get critical about things instead of just letting people do things and be creative. And you can be critical in your mind and say you would do something differently, and go ahead, do it differently. Don't criticize people for trying to do something good, right? And so we all can use this model, and we can spread the word, and we can get more community happening, because community is part of being human. That's how humans survived, was groups, small groups, and they grew bigger. And then now we have civilizations where we have millions of people living close to each other. And within those millions of people, there's all these little groupings. There are clubs that get together. There are churches. There are other ways of doing community, work groups, and it's all good. We want to have people share in community. And there's probably going to be some shows coming up about how the internet and the way we do social media has been changing how community has been working. And some of the changes are harmful. And so real interaction with live people is a good, positive thing, and we're going to try to promote it. So let's see. If Joe, if you want to come on and talk about what...
Can we play my thing?
Yeah, we can. We have a half an hour more still, Tim. We can do things in order. And Randy, you can unmute yourself so we can hear you.
I wasn't talking. I was just coughing a second ago.
Contemplating.
Oh, okay. I thought. And so, and I forgot to put a link of this in the chat. So if anybody that shows up wants to, that went to it or has been to some other Thrive, wanted to come on and just comment about or sing praises of Tim or John Rath or John DeLynn or anything.
Or Jane Judson.
Or me. It doesn't even have to be on key if you sing about me. I'm not going to criticize.
You deserve praise for bringing creators together.
And that's been my thing, is to connect people and do things. And so sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. We try to share people's creative stories. And Randy and I have been doing, we've been slowing down a lot because life happens and my mouth happened, and Randy's building his channel. And we're going to get back to some of that pretty soon and share some people's stories. And so the future looks bright.
My taper says that the future is brighter than ever before.
Yeah, this is really soft. I made this.
Is so cute.
My daughter's printed that for me.
Right.
I got two things.
Well,
have
I'm
two takers.
paperless.
I have, they can mate, mine can't.
Oh yeah, I also wanted to show some things real quick. If I'm go solo. So Church of Korihor, that's their logo. Joe had a gift bag at the auction where they raise money. I purchased this wonderful item, handcrafted. It's a box. Randy, should I get what Michelle got?
Yes. It's
I
very
didn't get that. I didn't get your grab bag, Joe. Doggone it. I didn't see it.
Michelle made a bid on this and got it. It has different insects and bugs, watercolors, and behind each of these paintings are some messaging. And it seems like somebody came on into the show. And I guess I'll add Joe to the stage and I'll bring us all together.
Hi, Joe. Long time no see.
Right?
Joe gifted me this, and Tim has one, I think, as well.
The sigil looks good on you, buddy.
I didn't get a grab bag. I didn't know any were there.
Yeah, that's everybody got different things.
Oh,
Well, not everybody. A few people got bags. I'll get you a bag. That's the important thing, Tim. I'll get you one.
Joe, give us
Okay.
a couple of minutes of how you crafted this event, and then a couple of minutes of explaining how you cobbled it together. And when I say a couple, this is not a sermon time. I mean less than 120 seconds. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Wait,
is
why
that
you
a
gotta call me
pillowcase?
out? What you got? What's that?
Is that a pillowcase Gene was showing us with your
A bag,
Yeah,
a grab
that's
bag.
Yeah,
grab-
with a little
oh,
ribbon
grab bag. I
that
thought
I
it was-
tied onto it. Yeah. We're doing things put on.
Right.
No, that's all out, baby. That is a serious heavy duty church bag. You can carry to your Church of Korihor events and any other kind of events.
Yeah,
as
I'm
long
raw
as
dogging it through life with no Korihor bag.
I mean, I don't know how I managed without mine. Where's mine? Yeah, anyways, it's there. I'm not camera ready right now because this has been my
And
catch up.
that's fine.
sleep
You look
day.
way better not camera ready than you do in
Oh,
person.
thank you. That's
You do. You look good.
That's rude.
No, I'm being for real.
Thank you.
I think you look good.
Thanks.
I like your hair kind of just doing its thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of doing my bedhead freshly sexed thing. If only.
I just
Unfortunately,
want
it's
everybody to know
working.
that I love Joe and I love Joe's giving back to the community. And Joe is doing the church right. And the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints can learn a lot from Joe. And
Amen.
But they won't. But yeah, cool.
Yeah.
We did. So the idea for the event started out with, I said to Nikki, who is really the mastermind behind this event, I said, I would love to do an in-person event where we have Megan Connor sing. I said, for over a year now, Megan Connor has been interested in the Church of Korihor, particularly our work as it relates to meditation, and she happened to mention to me, she said, I love these hymns that you guys have. I can't believe that this godless church has such beautiful hymns. Who sings them? And I said, oh yeah, that's the robots sing at the Church of Korihor. And she was offended on a spiritual level. I mean, she was so offended. She's like, what? There are artists out there who need the work, Joe. I said, and if I had the money, I would pay them and do it. But Suno is about more in our budget, so we make do. But you're right, And so she said, I want to sing a hymn for the Church of Korihor. I said, take your pick and have at it.
When I first saw your name as a kind of brand new in the whole post-Mormon thing,
Mhm.
I always thought Church of Korihor was just kind of a tongue-in-cheek handle of yours.
Right.
But then I saw you actually doing it. And then
Yeah.
I realized the same thing that Gene said. The any church could learn from the charity and the passion that you have for helping others. I think it's incredible, and you are to be commended highly.
Ah, you guys are gonna hit me right in the feels now. Come on.
So
I
you
appreciate
decided to
that.
do some. So you got some local charities that you
Yes.
thought would be interested.
I said, let's look. We should hold an event while Thrive is in town. We'll go and we'll stand out on the sidewalk, and we'll just have it. They can't shoo us away. And Nikki reminded me. She said, sidewalks over in that part of town are owned by the corporation. They can't actually shoo you away. And she said, but we will rent a ballroom at the hotel. I said, Church of Corahor's not got a lot of dough right now. And she said, I will donate it. So she put pretty much the whole thing together right at about the time I did that Nick Shirley video about how Nick Shirley, the hoaxer, the Mormon, Mormon kid who loves to abuse immigrants for his pocketbook's sake, went with this gentleman from Zion Media, Shane Baldwin, down to the Keep Sweet, Pray and Obey building down in Colorado City, right? And while I was doing that episode, Songs and I think Hallie and Lisa were on there. It just happened to be one of our late night broadcasts when everybody could be there. And all of them were talking about the people down in Colorado City. They need help. And these women are in spiritual crisis. They're like, you should go preach a godless sermon down there. And I laughed. I'm like, oh yeah, the ex-pligs want to hear a spiritual message for godless people. And they're like, yeah, a lot of them down there are really in crisis, since Warren Jeffs went away to prison, hopefully forever. And I said, oh, really? And so I started talking to Nikki, and she's like, I know people down there. And next thing we knew, we were taking blankets and hygiene kits down to Colorado City and giving them to Cherish Families, this organization that was super grateful to receive them. Because we had received a whole bunch of blankets that were tied fleece blankets that had like Star Wars characters on them and little rainbows and unicorns and things. They were clearly for children. We don't run into a lot of children out on the street when I'm out handing out blankets, thank goodness. But I said, I'm not sure that this mission is good for this, you guys, because I take blankets out to the streets. And Nikki said, let's go down to Cherish Families and give it to them and they've got little kids that need blankets. And they were beyond grateful, these ex-polygamist women. They were
nice.
so over the moon about it. And they're like, who are you? And I said, well, it's all right. We're a little church that does charity work. We do humanitarian work. And she's like, we get people from churches that come down here, but not that bring this kind of stuff, that bring quality stuff and like handcrafted things. And, and she's like, what church is this? So I'm like, so we're a church for atheists and agnostics. It's called the Church of Korihor. We're a very small congregation. Most of our donations come from people who aren't even members. They're just people we gather up on the internet and just think we're doing good things. And so they just send it. And they're like, wait a minute. You're a church for atheists and agnostics, and these things that you bring us aren't even from the atheists and agnostics. I said, we don't ask them if they're atheists or agnostics. We don't care. We care about doing the right thing. Right. We're human beings doing the right thing. I mean, I'd love to believe, as I think Randy was getting to there, that once upon a time Christianity was like that, and even maybe still is in a lot of cases. And as a matter of fact, I know for a fact that it is in a lot of cases, a lot of Christians out there. And not only them, the Muslims are amazing at humanitarian work, many of them. Jews are amazing at humanitarian work, some of them. But when it's done right, it's done without conditions, I think. And that's not the tradition we came out of. That's, in my experience, that's not the tradition that the gentleman in this conversation came from. But there are good Mormons out there. So yeah. But highlight of my day after that was that then we had a little time to kill, and we had Tim Rathbone in the car, and the suggestion
The
came,
Tim Rathbone?
the very Tim Rathbone that everyone knows and loves, and they're like,
Thank you.
and I said, we should get him over to my house, to my parents' place that I'm in right now, and we got to get him to talk space shit with my dad, and because my dad, some of you know my story. My dad didn't even know what his dad did when he was a kid. When I was 16 years old, I thought my grandfather was a farmer, that he was an alfalfa farmer because he grew alfalfa at night. And my dad said, he just did that to pay for his kids to go to college and go on their missions. My grandfather was his name was Lindsey Rollins. I guess we can talk about it now. He had a government secret job, which is that he worked for a company called Morton Thiokol, making solid rocket fuel for the Minuteman missile, which then became the rocket fuel for the solid rocket boosters that lift off the SLS, which is the rocket system that took the shuttles into space, and the same system, greatly modified, that's now going to take Artemis 2 up into space. So pretty cool. Yeah. So so he traded stories with Tim Rathbone. I told him once, I said, my buddy Tim, he used to work for Lockheed Martin, and he told me these things, this and that. And also he was a Mormon historian once before he was an atheist. And my dad,
still a Mormon historian.
Yeah, see, still, that's right. He was a Mormon historian that happened to be Mormon at one point, and still a Mormon historian who happens to be atheist. Okay, all right. But my dad was like, sounds like an interesting character. And Tim came over. By the way, and then at the same time he says, your grandpa used to tell me that he was working at Morton Thiokol at the time when 3 UFOs landed right outside the facility, and they were just they just sat there for a while. And my grandpa. Then I said, well, you really have to talk to my friend Tim, because you guys would swap some stories. And sure enough, Tim and my dad really hit it off, and he's still commenting like days later. He's like, that guy was really interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, he was impressed. He wanted to not be impressed. I felt like they both. I happened to get in there and stir up the pot because I am a quarrel, and I do like to make trouble. And I did happen to mention to him. I said, correct me if I'm wrong, Tim. I got this wrong, I'm sure. I said, didn't you work on some project with a biography of Brigham Young from his journals? And Tim was like, yeah. And so my dad can't resist. My dad my dad's a monogamy affirmer, guys. A Mormon who is a monogamy affirmer.
He is?
Oh yeah. That's why that conversation sparked off. Yeah. Yeah. And my dad thinks that Joseph Smith didn't practice polygamy.
So your dad's into MMA?
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Mormon monogamy affirming.
That's what we call it. MMA. That's right. Yeah. And believes very much that Willard Richards and John Taylor conspired to.
I think I changed his mind on that.
I would hope so. I'm still startled that people believe that story. But it's interesting because William Smith really started that rumor.
William was the one, yes.
And William Smith wanted to hear more about Korihor's event right after Thrive.
Okay.
I'm channeling him.
It was a good event. My you guys remember my crow painting that used to sit behind me in all my broadcasts? I'm sure you do. That painting was won at auction. I'm supposed to be making a certificate for it right now before I leave for Virginia. And I'm super happy that it's going to a good home. Somebody who wanted it has said that they wanted it for a while, and saw an opportunity and snatched it up. Yeah. Also, Gene won an item, and who won the other? Yeah, Gene got the box. The wooden box is a good one because it has.
Michelle got the bug paintings.
It has a false compartment in the bottom.
Yes, it's for a stack.
Really?
Okay. You put your weed in there, man. You guys remember the SNL? So you put your weed.
I'm in California. I can put the weed on top.
Oh, okay. You put
I
your
can
gun in the
throw it
bottom.
around the neighborhood. No, I can't do that. Never mind.
Yeah, you put your big gulp down in the bottom. You put your
And
weed on top.
Joe mentioned that Richard Carrier retweeted the auction.
Richard Carrier, the man himself. Many of you don't. That will mean nothing to you, but Richard Carrier, PhD, is one of the leading. I think, yeah, one of the leading atheists and historians right now out there working. And when I sent him a message along with like 50 other people, he was one of saying, "Hey, our auction just launched. I'm a little nervous that nobody's going to bid. We're trying to raise money for this organization. It's really important work. Do you think maybe you could forward it on?" I had about a half dozen people who responded. One of them was Richard Carrier, one of the most well-known atheists in the world. So it was like I was over the moon about it.
Yeah, and Joe will attest to that. You know, if you don't know the future, things didn't go as good as planned, but they went well nonetheless.
Yeah,
the human beings that were there enjoyed our experience with Megan, enjoyed our experience with Joe. Although Joe talked a lot, so I went and did chores while he was talking often.
Yeah, right. As people do when I sermonize too. I make good background music, is what it is. Yeah.
And so, so you can build on this. You can build on it. You can learn from it. You can do more things.
That's right.
We're all learning stuff together.
And more importantly, we raised some good money. It's not as much as maybe I'd like, but we did raise money for cherished families, and we're going to be cutting them a check a little later this week, several $100s. So,
and some of the people that came there, I'm going to have on a show and promote their organizations and stuff like that. So,
oh yeah, great,
win-win for everybody.
I have a question for you, Mr. Joe.
Hey,
when you went to Colorado City.
Uh-huh.
How did you distribute the goods? Did you knock on their doors, or how did that work?
It's a great question. Down in Colorado City, people are very skittish. You know, that as you can imagine, their lives have been violent and very upsetting. Right. And they see strangers roll into town. They are very, very leery of
You're
us.
being watched when you do.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, that was true before when it was Warren and Jeff's crew watching you. And now you're being watched by the people who are afraid. You're there to break up their families, run them out of town, force them into unsheltering. And so we went to cherished families and we just gave it to them. We just took it out of the car, gave it to them, and they said, we know exactly who we'll go to. And that's an interesting thing, Randy, because that's where it dawned on me. After that, I said, these people are doing our work. They're doing the work we're already doing. But they have the trust of the people there. They have the funding, which we have very little, and they have the volunteers. The only thing they don't have, and nearly enough of, is resources. And I said, what if the luminary for the Church of Korihor? What if our missionaries? Yes, where people go out to the streets and do and meet with the people and serve the people directly, but also went to these mutual aid groups and said, what do you need? And go to them and say, let's not duplicate efforts. Let's not compete with each other. Let's what can I do to help you? And if it's raising funding, then let's go raise funding. Let's have a fundraiser and let's just get better and better at that. Right now we're running for an organization here called Southern Utah Mutual Aid Coalition, SUMAC, has put out a call this week asking for people to send dry food packs and canned foods for immigrants in our community who are hiding out from immigration enforcement. And so, and I mean, it's a pretty desperate situation down here in Southern Utah. And so we've put out the call to people, they're asking for dry pinto beans, black beans, rice. So they have a whole set of items they're asking people for. And we're just going to put together a network that's going to be very, very important. I think we can build the biggest network of mutual aid, organizations in the world, and just to get atheists, agnostics, and people who are just non-religious, who are volunteers or luminaries or ordained as luminaries or even just as volunteers, to just organize between these organizations and get out there and help these people. And
So damn cool, Joe.
thanks, man. I'm excited. The other thing about that is, though, I'm going to have to figure out how to thread this needle very carefully, because I do believe that church and state should be separate. That's one of our core values, secularism. But especially if they pass the SAVE Act or some form of the SAVE Act and implement some kind of restrictions, voting right restrictions, I think it's going to become absolutely critical time in this community of ours to help people, especially people who are indigenous, especially people who are Black and women and trans people who have had to change their names from their documents, what their documents say, to be able to register to vote and stay registered to vote, to not get kicked off the voter rolls. Because right now, we're looking at a very serious possibility of to at least 10% of the existing voter rolls getting just completely knocked off, and it's almost entirely going to be women, BIPOC people, and people who are trans. And I mean, the legislation is almost directly designed to disenfranchise these people.
Hey, Joe, if you want to do a show about that, let's do something.
Okay, is that? You can just tell me to shut up, Gene. I take notes.
I could, or I could say I'm channeling somebody who's dead and say that they want you to shut up.
No.
And Randy, we're gonna talk the next 5 or 50 minutes. I don't know. We're gonna talk about Tim. So Tim has Tim wants to make some announcements, and Randy, there are some things that Tim might want you to show up there that were in our panel chat. And,
so okay,
Tim, you can direct Randy. You can cue him up.
Okay, like I said, people have asked why I'm not going on the cruise. I don't have the funds. So I created this video. I put it on TikTok. I put it on Facebook. I've created excuse me.
Could be a brain freeze or whatever.
A
YouTube channel.
GoFundMe account. Anyway, Randy, play the long video. The short one's not necessary, but I've created a GoFundMe, and I appreciate anybody who donate to me so I can go on the cruise and do research. There's some things I need to finish. I have 9 hard drives that have data on them that cannot be accessed, and I've been told it will cost thousands of dollars to get the data off of them.
Important church history stuff, right?
Yeah, church history stuff. And I don't know why they can't be brought back to life. I've taken it to a bunch of people in town. I've already spent a few $100s to have.
I'm going to say it's not Satan. It's some other thing.
It's
okay.
SATA.
Anyway.
It's not Satan, it's SATA.
But, okay, so play the video, please.
Sure. I am on my way.
Yeah. So, and Joe, you can keep on being here, or you can. Thanks for.
No, I want Joe to stay here. I would like Joe to stay.
You have to stay on, Joe.
All right.
You don't have a choice at this point, Joe.
If somebody has Tim over to their house for an hour, he's part of the family now. From now on.
That's right. Well, yeah, Joe had me to his house for over an hour or so, or his parents' house. Anyway.
And he taught my dad some things.
I did.
He did. Yeah. and he did, and he was impressed.
Thank you.
I'm going to show my Thrive shirt one more time while Randy's queuing up.
Our Thrive shirt, St. George Thrive, yeah.
I didn't get a Thrive shirt. But then I only attended one session, one talk. Okay. It was a good one, though.
Well,
one thing Joe might do in the future is just promote his event for next week so that he can the people that are still locals or whatever can go to his next week's event or wherever. Brainstorm. We're learning
Yeah, that's right.
how to do things the right way.
That's
Walk
right.
amongst
To not
yourselves.
compete with whatever. Are you having a hard time, Randy, getting it up?
No, I
Oh,
got it
sorry.
now.
Didn't mean to say it
Did
that
you
way.
really just say that? Because
Why did you say that?
sometimes
There.
Doesn't YouTube
Let's
bleep
not-
stuff like that out?
Let's not talk about it, guys. Come on.
the reason I was having trouble is because I'm pulling it off of Messenger instead of something I had ready to go, but I got it now.
Right.
So I'm going to share my screen with this, and here we go. Can you see it?
No,
It's not up yet.
Haven't added it to the stage yet.
Okay. You got
Okay.
that.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to go full screen with it.
Hey everyone, this is Tim Rathbone here from Tuesdays with Tim, Latter-day Digest channel. Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Pacific time. I also contribute to Mormon Discussions with Del Real and Arca. I'm coming to you today because I'm at a crossroads. That's right. I'll have big plans and big goals, but a very empty bank account. I'm looking to raise funds for 3 specific things that mean the world to me. First, I have critical research data sitting on 9 hard drives that I currently can't access or recover without professional help. And funding. This research is my passion. Mormon history, Brigham Young's diaries, a book on Mormonism that is going to be different than anything you've ever read. And I need your help to get the data back and continue my work. It's been sitting dormant for quite some time, quite frankly. Secondly, I want to be totally honest with you. I have a chance to go on a cruise with my closest friends. After everything I've put into my work, I need this reset really bad, really, really bad. But I simply can't afford the ticket. Your support helps me keep my research going and gives me the break I need to stay sharp. Whether you're donating to help me with the research, just to get to go with friends to get to see, I appreciate every cent. So, I don't know how much the day recovery is going to cost. Could be $5, $6, I don't know how many $1,000. Research funding, $10 grand would be nice, but I'll take whatever I can get. The cruise, I think, is around $600, $700. I'm not sure exactly. But I'd appreciate any assistance that you out there in Mormon world are willing to give me. I'm also working on a possible presentation for Sunstone Thrive next year. Maybe I'll do it on the cruise. I don't know. John DeLynn inspired me to write this, and I basically spend all Sunday night writing and asking questions and things. So any assistance you can give me, I'd really appreciate. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me. Have a good day. Take care. Tim Rathbone out.
Nice.
Nice.
thank you. I
Concise.
also,
That was pretty impressive.
thank you. I also, if somebody in Salt Lake could assist me, I wrote a paper on suicide in Utah County from 1954 to 84. And I would like to bring it up to date, but I don't have the means to do some of the research there.
Can you give us
Anyway.
a teaser, Tim, about what your book, you said it's unlike anything we've read. Is there a little bit of a teaser you can just,
I can't remember, Randy. That's the problem. It's been
That's a
so
really
long
big
since I've-
tease.
It's been so long since I've looked at it, or even thought about it. See, when I lost my storage unit, I lost everything. And the only thing I have left from that are those hard drives, basically.
So I think it would be a worthy cause to help Tim at least recover his memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So so did you put that GoFundMe in the chat? Did you put that? Where can we find the GoFundMe for it?
I put it on Facebook. You can copy it and put it in the chat, I guess. Yeah.
Can you do that, Randy?
I
Tim?
give it.
Typically, when someone does a GoFundMe, there's something in it for them. What if you offered an autographed book once it's published to
I'll
those?
autograph every copy that's ever made if you want. Okay.
How about
get that.
offering people an hour into their own home to have you talk to them personally about
Okay.
some connection you
And a
can
full
make
body
with
massage while you're
their
there.
past?
I want. No, here's a better one. Have an hour, and in your parents' home, so that Tim can talk to your dad. I can highly recommend it. 5 out of 5 stars. Would eat
Well
here
worth it.
again. Would recommend to a friend.
I
Very,
didn't
very
even
good.
I didn't even have to pay Joe to babysit Tim. That's how valuable it was.
It was great. I totally enjoyed it.
It was a good time. He told us a story. I think he saw that my dad was not entirely sold when he said the words sport, credible sport, and my dad like, okay, wow, and he's like, do you have YouTube on this television? Which is like my dad's weakness. My dad doesn't even watch TV. He watches YouTube on his TV. He just sits in that chair and watches YouTube on his TV. And I'm like,
Megan, if you were at all able to hop on and say hi and tell us how wonderful Joe is.
Yay, Megan.
At least
Hey,
Joe.
Megan.
Megan sang beautifully, you guys. I wish you all could have been there. Those of us who were here and had the good fortune of being able to be there and sing with her. It was beautiful. And it was a good moment for us.
And I'm willing to forego
that I have been
$1.27 in royalties to let her play copyrighted material on and sort of redo her presentation was a thing to help promote the Church of Korihor and that event again. And maybe we can see what happens.
I mean,
Hey,
the thing
I'm perusing your Facebook page, and I don't see anything that's got your.
I think you sent it in the chat to us.
I sent it in the group chat.
So you just click on that and then cut the URL out.
Okay.
I mean, I think it'll work. And so anyway, Joe did pop into Thrive and look around. What did you think about the big group and in your overall? Since you were doing your thing, you didn't get to do a lot, but what did you think about the event as a Korihor event being that big in maybe 2 or 3 months from now?
Yeah, 2 or 3 months, maybe more, maybe
20 years from now, as far as John Delen's concerned. That's how long it took John to get an event going that good. But you need people. You need people in groups and doing things, and people getting the feeling, this fire, the spirit, of what's going on, and volunteers and helpers.
It was beautiful. It was really, I can't say a bad word about Thrive. I could say a few bad words if I, just for the hell of it.
That wouldn't be meaningful.
Well, I mean, yeah, it wouldn't apply to Thrive,
right?
Because I felt it very enlightening. It was a great chance to meet up with people, and what's more, it may have actually reignited my passion to finish my documentary about Mormons and sex, because I ran into Natasha Helfer, who is one of the subjects of my documentary. And every time she and I talk, she's like, what happened with all that footage, Joe? And I was like, it's sitting there. It's right there. And she's like, when are you going to release that stuff? And I'm like, what do you think I should do, Natasha? And she's like, do something. And she's like, more than anything, I want to see what, because I recorded our last interview with her and me was like 5 or 6 years ago. And we just sat there for a couple hours, and she gave me the down low on
pre-COVID
sex. Yeah, it was pre-COVID.
Wow. Yeah, get that out there.
It was really good.
Natasha and I stand together for this cause.
That's right. But the thing is that, I learned my lesson. I learned a lesson that time, which was, even if I have the resources, the money and so forth to do it all out of pocket, the reason why you don't do it out of pocket is because you start to burn out really quickly when you spend money is one thing, but if you're spending out of your pocket, you're doing all the work out of your own schedule, you also burn your energy at like twice the rate. And before long, I had a nervous breakdown putting together this documentary. And I said, I need resources. And it was embarrassing, to go to people and tell them, I understand that you put yourself out there to help me with this thing, but I can't finish it. I have to put it on the shelf until I find resources. And while I was there, I happened to talk to somebody who has a history of doing fundraising and investing, who heard about the project and was very passionate about it and said, let's talk about it, because I think we can do it. I think we put together what you need. So
Awesome.
It's very plausible that Mormon sex may actually happen. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Cool.
I'm excited.
Soaking isn't part of that one, I don't think.
Oh, we're definitely talking about soaking. Are you kidding me? We're talking about soaking. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's my, wow. Wow.
Oh, look at that.
Wow. Wow. Oh,
So
wow.
now, Randy, clip the URL from the top of the computer and put it in our chat, and people can also link to it.
All right.
Wow. Wow. I didn't
We'll
expect
try to
that.
include that in
You
the
want that
bottom
bigger?
in show notes. That's good enough for now.
Can you
I'm
read it?
going to grab my glasses because I can't see the screen. So nobody judge me because I have my pajama bottoms on. Okay, it's my relaxing day. So
I have my sweatpants on, so
It says you're Thomas Rathbone.
that's my legal name. I wanted to use my
Okay.
legal name. So,
So this is the first time I know the real you now.
well, I said it when I talked to John Dolin. I declared myself as Thomas Earl Rathbone. When I use that name, I'm official. I'm not just Tim. I'm
That's what your
Thomas
mom
Earl.
said when you need a spanking.
Mhm.
Thomas
Right.
Earl Rathbone.
That's right.
Get
right.
here. Oh,
Or
cool.
she would go, Jane, Tim, Amy, Nancy. She'd want one of us, but she'd say all our names.
That's right. My parents would do. My dad's like, whoever it is, whoever you are.
Yeah,
then
whoever
he-
you are.
And then sometimes you realize that the 5 kids watching TV in our living room were just neighborhood kids. None of his children were even in the living room.
Yeah, yeah.
We were kind of a neighborhood hangout.
Oh, there we go. Thank you. Thank you.
You bet. There's your GoFundMe on Momo Nomo and Latter Daily Digest.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, we've had a great show so far. Thrive was wonderful. Randy was green with envy that we got to go and he wasn't there, and he was kicking himself for not realizing,
He'll
for
be
not
there
seeing the
next year.
future.
I was
Apparently-
seriously bitching to Amanda. I was upset with myself for not going, because really there's nothing that would have stopped me from going.
Yeah, there's a few projects that you did while we were there, right? Around here.
Yeah, but I can do them pretty much from anywhere.
Thank
Um,
you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, just any of you, songs, L Hyde 55, any of you who want to go, just let me know and I'll swing by. I'll just cruise around the US and pick everyone up and we'll drive the drive.
Lovely.
Yeah, and I'm going to do my best to try to help regional people know more about how good this Thrive was. And I'm going to try to channel some of the leaders from this Thrive to mentor other people in other areas. And I'm
mean-
sure they would love to, right?
In one year to go from 4 to 600, gain
Yeah,
200
great.
people. Let's hope
Yeah.
that's exponential. That next year it'll be a 1,200.
It's exponential if you do the math a certain way with the right fractions. But anyway,
Somehow it all makes sense.
yeah. and so it was just so great to do, be with human beings that are, I'm going to say, more rational in their thinking, because they're not relying on other people telling them what to think. They're using their brain, and that's what I think is really good for humanity as well. Believing in stuff when we had no science was a way to get through. Why is the volcano blowing up, Joe, it's because some god is mad at us, right? Fine.
So we got to throw
Now we know
virgins
that that's
into
not
it.
the case. It happens. Stuff happens in nature.
That's right.
Good and bad things go around. And so if we can use our rational minds to see what the world the way it really is, and we can improve, have vast advances and improvements around us because we're using our own minds that developed over hundreds of thousands of years, right?
Exactly.
Do not versus the volcano. This Joe does not.
Joe versus the volcano is one of my favorite movies.
It's a foolhardy
I
movie.
never thought about that.
Do not versus that volcano.
Isn't Joe
okay.
a gorilla? You
Joe
know?
is everything.
There's
Joe's a
movie
boxer.
where it's a Joe gorilla.
Everything on Earth has been named a Joe at some point or other in our human existence.
No, I mean,
Coffee. We named Coffee Joe. The heck?
oh, yeah. I just mean the movie you were just talking about.
I know.
Joe
So I'm
versus
just
the-
saying there's lots of references to Joe.
Joe versus the volcano. The Joe is not a gorilla. He is a
Oh,
Tom
he's not.
Hanks. He's a
He's
Tom.
a what?
He's
He's
Tom Hanks.
Oh, wrong movie. What am I thinking?
Yeah, and it's one of the love movies with what's her name? You got male girl.
Yeah. Meg Ryan.
And she plays like four sisters or two sisters, or she plays other characters. Oh yeah, she plays like a secretary. She plays a wormy secretary at his office. She does a funny job.
She's funny.
It's a tour de force, even though maybe she hasn't developed all her acting skills that great. She does a great job.
Wasn't that the first of their partnerships, or maybe I'm thinking of the Money Pit? Wasn't the Money
Yeah, and
Pit?
I don't remember, but it was a great combo. That's why they teamed them up for lots of movies because
You
they
got
work
mail.
together on screen, just like Joe and I.
That's right. I am Meg Ryan.
It's
And-
Money in the Bank when Joe and I are on the same show together.
Mhm.
What's the what was the movie?
You're the Meg Ryan? Is that what you said?
Sleepless in Seattle.
I'm Meg Ryan. Obviously,
Yeah.
you're not.
Okay, Randy, what'd you say?
Sleepless in Seattle, wasn't that one of them?
Yeah.
There
That
you
was
go.
one of them.
Is
See?
that where she had the orgasm in the cafe?
No, that's when Harry met Sally.
when Harry met
Sally.
Oh.
How are all these old men know all these rom-coms?
So anyway,
Because we love them.
Because we love Tom Hanks.
thanks, Joe, for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks, Tim,
Have
for
a
letting us
safe
use
flight.
your living room.
Thank you.
Have a
Virtual
safe
meeting.
flight. Don't let your arms get tired.
Oh, trust me.
I wish Megan would just come on and say hi, but if you just want to come in the after the show and say hi, that's okay too. But everything would be better.
Do you know why
Megan.
it took Megan and Kiki so long to get there? In the car?
No.
They kept passing gas stations that said clean restrooms. And so they cleaned like 200.
They thought it was a command
And they
to
got
go
there.
to stop and clean them.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice of them.
Okay, they were in 3 films together: Joe versus the Volcano, Sleepless in Seattle, and You've Got Mail.
All right. Thanks for the update.
You
So thanks
got
everybody
it.
for watching.
Thank you, guys. Have a good week.
Thanks,
Take
Tim,
care.
for being
Be
you
safe.
and everybody.
Oh, you're welcome.
Support Tim. I'll probably do another show standalone with Tim. And so here's a Tapir Crochet saying thank you.
Thank you, Xavier.
You
Thank
wanna
you. Thank you. Thank
Fan of
you.
the show.
Thank you.
That's
Yes.
literal.
Thank you
that is
so
a-
much for this beautiful, wonderful, fantastic
Yeah. I can sleep
taper.
better at night now with this. 'Cause
I can too.
That's such a literal
I can-
name for her.
yeah. It's,
You know,
it's so perfect.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Tapir Crochet.
I'm you know what? She probably could make a living going to Mormon conferences and
Yes. She's a beautiful woman.
yes.
Fantastic. Just lovely.
Tapir
Lovely.
Crochet.
Megan got one because Megan's awesome. And so yes. And yeah, maybe Tim and I will do a standalone show. Tim, everybody look up Mormon YouTube channel
Yes.
for further light knowledge.
It's probably going to be mostly a comedy channel.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of like rubbing, thumbing your nose, whatever. at the
Exactly.
Mormon church. And Tim saying, sue me, Mormon church. Sue me out of existence. You can have my flag in the background. You can have my Thrive hat. You go for it, church. Mormon. All
I'm
day
judgment proof. I'm judgment proof. I own nothing of value.
long. Right. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a great
Good
2026.
night.
We're more than 10% in already.